Hi, I'm Lisa Casmer. I call myself the History Pundit. Um, I wanted in two parts to discuss something that has become interestingly relevant, and it may relate more to my personal history than to history in and of itself. I think the two are related. Anyway, it revolves around this book I actually read as an undergraduate. It came out in 1983, and I read it sometime afterward. It's called Right Wing Women. And the author is Andrea Dworkin, a known feminist activist and writer. She was also a lesbian, and she was Jewish, which is very interesting. Her personal anecdotes about her being an activist and encountering right-wing women and documenting what seemed most to alienate other women from her, which turned out was her Jewishness, not being a lesbian and not being a feminist. Very interesting, wouldn't you say? Perhaps you may have a theory on that. I have my own, but it's a theory, it's not a fact, so I'll keep it out of this. Anyway, I wanted to discuss this book because she makes a very interesting and salient point about why women tend to side with groups of establishment male authority figures who seem not to have the individual best interests of heart of women as an entity, an identity. Let's say they are misogynists. So why would a woman like a figure who is either accused of misconduct against women or is accused of harboring some attitude that seems disparaging of women? Her theory is essentially certain women have decided that it is an unequal and unjust society. There's nothing they can do about it. This is the established order of things. Perhaps there is a religious element, it's ordained by God, perhaps not. This could be just incidental more than it has to be one or the other. It can be either. At any rate, having decided that the deck is stacked against them, instead of being activists as women, unite, instead of identifying with other women, they decide, how can I accommodate this and still have a good life? It's to align oneself with the right man. That is, if I marry well, I will have privileges, and I will have, most importantly, the protection of that man. Now, if that man is bad, and he is, say, an abuser, or he treats me horribly, then I just made a bad choice. So, other women who have problems like this, they're kind of pushed to one side. They're not identified with as struggling females that are like me. They are just simply, they made a bad choice. It's their fault. It has nothing to do with me. I made a good choice. I picked a good man. And if I'm attacked or if something befalls me that is bad, that man will be there to support me and bail me out and protect me against whatever the big bad world throws my way. So it is a bargain. And as a bargain, it means one supports the established powers that be, the authorities that be. And one does not attempt to subvert it or to identify with anyone who would threaten it. In fact, the opposite is true. If I've made nice, well-managed, cushy, let's say, life for myself, I have children to look after and protect, I am protected in my hallowed or exalted position. I'm not going to challenge the structures of society that afford me this luxury or afford me this entitlement. And thereby, I am going to live within them means, and I'm going to support that established order. And I meant this simply as part one of what is going to be my next video. And my next video, essentially, I think some of you can anticipate the argument, is going to be why Hillary Clinton is not a feminist. Because her established power, her authority, her positions essentially support that established order. So in Andrea Dworkin's argument, or in her worldview, and she of course died some 12 years ago or so, and this book, as I said, came out in 1983, but it's still very relevant to the alt-right and various people, women who support these causes. My argument, as you could sense from what I've just stated, is going to be that Hillary Clinton is not a feminist because she is part of that established order. Thank you, and I'll see you in part 2.